Okay, so when you came to me saying we needed to do a versus segment on two phones, picking the S7 Samsung Galaxy and the new iPhone SE, I thought that makes no sense.
David versus Goliath?
Well, it makes no sense because they're like kind of different types of phones as far as size and that. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yeah, I'm gonna take this on.
Are you ready?
Yeah. So I've got the iPhone SE, and you've got that
brand new Samsung Galaxy S7.
So obviously the first thing you're going to notice, smaller screen on the iPhone. But you know, for me, that is a big plus now. I do like the large size screen. Obviously, is great for consumption if you're looking at web pages and video. But for day-to-day use, and I know you do too, you're using messaging and email. It's much easier to do with the smaller 4-inch screen.
Well, you can thank Samsung for Apple coming up with bigger sizes, because Samsung was the first to start making these bigger phones, and that's why we saw Apple also start making bigger phones. But Apple's really into recycling these days, so they're recycling their old ideas and going back to the old 5 body. So
Samsung's just stealing all of Apple's ideas for their phones, essentially, right? Boy.
Well, you know what? You have to borrow, like, nobody makes a creative, like, idea. Everything is borrowed a little bit.
Apple did with the iPhone, the original iPhone that, everyone copied.
Okay, but Apple didn't design the first cell phone, okay? They took the cell phone, they took an MP3 player, and they just kind of mashed it all into one. So they borrowed a lot of ideas.
They revolutionized the whole smartphone industry. But let's move along here. So as far as power goes, this is using Apple's A9 processor in here. The same processor they're using in the 6S and 6S Plus. So this thing is quite the power packed into this little size here. But the big thing for me, though, with the power, good camera on here as well. It's the 12 megapixel camera. It's cheaper, much cheaper than that.
Yes, and you know,
like almost half the price.
You get what you pay for, right? You know, some people.
Yeah, a better phone, essentially, for cheaper.
You want to talk under the hood? Okay, this has a Snapdragon 820 quad-core 2.15 gigahertz processor, which is
blah blah blah.
Woo!
Yeah, blah blah blah. You know, if you look at the speed tests of these things, in many cases the iPhone SE can keep up with your more expensive phone.
Let's talk storage. Let's talk storage.
storage.
What you got in there?
Doesn't matter anymore. Everything's in the cloud. Okay, so they started 16 gig and they got a 64 gig version on here. And yes, it's hard baked into the phone. You can upgrade it with an SD card.
You got removable storage in there?
No, but neither did you in the previous phone. It's just now that they put it back.
Yeah, Samsung brought the sexy back with. By sexy, I mean micro SD storage, but yes, up to 200 gigabyte storage you can put inside here on top of whatever internal storage you already have.
Or you can just get a 64 gig version.
Hey, how do you like those apples?
Well, I like those apples quite well. But you know, they have such great integration with iCloud on this particular ecosystem. I think much more so than the whole Google world. And you know, as far as storing photos and things, you can actually have those all stored up in the cloud and free up space.
And you can pay for that too, right? You know, on top of that,
you get some free storage. Yeah, it's cheap. It's so cheap. It's like a few bucks a month for extra storage.
Okay, now let's just talk displays. The iPhone has an IPS display. This has an AMOLED display, which is beautiful. I have to say, one of the best displays, especially when you're in natural daylight. Yours, it's nice.
It's nice. I know, but it's a smaller screen. You don't need like a super high-res screen when it's only 4 inches in size.
Okay. Another thing, so I give this to Apple. They came up with the Touch ID first, but this also has a fingerprint scanner, so you can unlock the phone.
Have you used both of them? Yeah, and the Apple one's better.
Well, because you don't use Android. That's why.
I've used Android. I've used.
No, you tried.
Do you know what? Apple actually bought the company that had the best touch print scanner.
Okay.
And
I'm telling
the rest of them use the crappy ones.
I'm telling you, this is good. In terms of body, aluminum body over here. This baby, glass aluminum. I didn't even know glass aluminum existed, okay? So this is like space-age material, man. They must have went on to Mars to find this type of material, so you're out of luck on that one.
See, you're just making crap up now.
No, I'm not.
So better ecosystem, better cloud integration, fantastic size as far as being able to message.
What about waterproof? You know, a lot of people drop their phones in water.
Don't drop it in water.
You don't want to drop in water?
Yeah.
See this? I have no problem.
Do you carry your laptop around and drop it in water?
But you know,
be careful with it.
I do happen to carry water around with me, so for the sake of demonstration purposes, did you want to drop that in there? Because I have no hesitations to drop this baby in there. Yes, I just did that. This is a drop test. Look at that. It's still on. There are open ports on here, and it is still functioning. Nobody's getting shocked. Look, I'm putting my hand in here. Look, I'm still alive. I did not get shocked. That's what I like about this. I don't know how they did it. Now, they say it's not waterproof, but has IP68 resistance, and you got these open ports here, and somehow, I don't know how they did it.
Or don't drop your phone in water.
It's gonna happen, you know.
Does it have to though? No.
No, it doesn't happen, but it.
And especially with the nice size now, I don't have to worry about dropping this anymore because it can fit nicely in my hand.
You got that one.
Okay, so price. The price and the power, honestly, this is probably one of the best phones in the market right now, price per power.
Well, yeah, if you want like a little tiny size mini phone, but
It's
this
beautiful.
one's got a nice real estate. This is probably one of the best design phones I've ever come across. They even took a playbook out of Motorola. They have this always on display, so when you turn it off, it'll still show the time and notifications on there. That is something you can't get with the iPhone.
Oh, I just hit the button.
Oh, you have to hit a button. See, I don't have to hit a button. It just kind of appears magically.
Because
I don't have to touch it.
that's such a strain for me to hit a button.
I can be sitting on the desk having a meeting.
Draining the battery.
I just got a text
draining the
message.
battery.
No.
The battery life on this thing is fantastic. 14
Barely,
hours.
just-
14 hours talk time. 13 hours internet time.
Okay, I don't think this debate is over. We've been arguing about this for the last, 3-4 years.
Yeah.
The debate continues. Mike has the Apple iPhone SE, and I have the Samsung Galaxy GS7, a marvelous phone that you can drop in water.
A phone you can afford that has just as much power as that one for half the price.